Okay, good morning everyone. I was waiting for more people to join, but I think there will be not many people. So, everyone present today, kindly switch on your videos and after that, we'll start. Yes, everyone, kindly switch on your videos. See, anyway, I know after a certain period of time, you people will switch off your videos. But at least at the beginning of the class, kindly switch on the videos properly so that I can see your faces. After that, you can switch it off. Because anyway, you all do that. But how will I know if you guys are present in the class or not if you do not switch on your videos? Because there are no, you do not say anything. Some people do not even respond. So how will I know if they are present in the class or not? And these things will create issues later on. So rather than that, please, when I'm saying, do that now. Okay, so discussing about polio we have already discussed once. Okay, after that we have also revised about polio if you remember, but still someone said that they have got doubt in this topic, so I'll be repeating it again. Okay, so if we say about polio, that is an viral infection. Okay, viral infection, that is acute. If I say acute means like the signs and symptoms usually they are early. Okay, here, so this is an acute viral infection. So it is caused by poliovirus only, and poliovirus belongs to the larger group of RNA virus, and it mainly affects the alimentary tract, that is your digestive tract. Okay, and after affecting the alimentary tract or the digestive tract, it might also affect your central nervous system, which is your brain and the spinal cord. But this occurs in very small cases. In most of the cases, only the alimentary tract is affected. And once it goes for the CNS, that is the central nervous system, it might also lead to paralysis. Okay, and after a period of time, even death. So now the age. Okay, what is the average age? So in our country, if you say in India, the average age is 18 months. Okay, that is after, like, anyone can be affected by polio, but the children, okay, usually the babies, okay, average age is 18 months. So these people are more prone to be affected by polio. Now talking about the incubation period, it is not much, 7 to 14 days, or in a bigger range it is 3 to 35 days. Then what is the agent? Agent that I told you, poliovirus, which belongs to RNA virus, and then it has got three serotypes. Serotypes means you can say three different classifications or three different subtypes of the poliovirus, which are serotype 1, 2 and 3, out of which serotype 1 is the most infective. Then talking about the reservoir of infection, so men is the only reservoir. Okay, you will not find the virus in any other beings. Talking about the infectious material, so like where it is found. Okay, if I say men, then there has to be certain secretions, okay, or something from in which you will find this infectious material. So that is the feces and the oropharyngeal secretion. And how the this feco-oral route, how it works, I have told that before. So do you all remember that the feco-oral route? Do you all remember the feco-oral route? Okay, so I hope everyone remembers it, okay, about the feco-oral route. The next is the period of communicability. So the cases, these are most infectious in 7 to 10 days before and after the onset of symptoms. Now period of communicability and incubation period, this has a difference. Okay, now if I say incubation period, it means since the time the virus has affected you till you show the signs and symptoms. Period of communicability is like, suppose a person is infected, so in which period that person can transmit the disease or the virus to someone else. So that is the period of communicability. So like if I say 7 to 10 days before and after the onset of symptoms, so suppose one is showing signs and symptoms for polio. Okay, so before 7 to 10 days before that, and even during that period when he is showing the symptoms, and also after 7 to 10 days, okay, of him showing the signs and symptoms, that person will be most infectious. Means during that period he is more prone to transmit the disease to someone else. So that is the period of communicability. So there is a difference between these two, okay, incubation period and period of communicability. Is it clear about period of communicability? Okay, then talking about the host factors. So within host factors are again three things, which is the age factor, that is the age of the host, then is the sex differences and the risk factors. So if you say about the age factor, so it is prone in all age group, but usually the babies or the infants, they are more prone to get the disease. Now the sex difference is male used to female is 3 used to 1. Okay, that is males are 3 times more prone to get the disease than female. Then risk factor is someone already who is infected by polio, and also the infant and the children, they also come under the risk factor. Then talking about the environmental factor, then the seasonal variation. So in the rainy season you are more prone to get the disease. So why? Because the main route is the fecal-oral route, right? So if the main route is fecal-oral route, suppose someone is excreted in an open area, then during the seasonal variation, when it is the rainy season, so it will be easy for this excreted products to be get washed away by the rain, and this will be taken, suppose to the fields, suppose to the paddy fields, to the water bodies, and when someone consumes these things again, so they, through the oral route, then the virus enters their body. Okay, so it becomes easy for this route transmission, that is the fecal route transmission, during the rainy season. And also during rainy season you see that there is poor sanitation, overcrowding, so these are all opportunities for an infection to spread and to grow. Okay, so it is more in the rainy season. Now talking about, is polio an eradicable disease? Then yes, polio is an eradicable disease, but it has not been eradicated yet. So don't get confused. It has the characteristics of being eradicated. Okay, but it has not been eradicated yet. Now tell me, what do you mean by eradication of a disease? Anyone? Yes, anyone, tell me, what do you mean by eradication of a disease?
The disease is no longer present.
Yes, disease is no longer present. And anyone wants to add up something to that? To control the spread of the disease, reduction of an infectious disease. Okay, so somewhere you all are correct. Okay, so if I say eradicable or eradicated disease, means the disease is no longer there. And how it is no longer there? The infectious organism, okay, which was causing polio, that is the polio virus, that has to be terminated or exterminated. Okay, so if I say about smallpox, so smallpox, you will find no more cases of smallpox. Why? Because the smallpox virus itself has been exterminated. Okay, so although polio has been controlled, now at the present date it has been widely controlled. Okay, you will not see much cases of polio, but still you cannot you can say that the disease has been controlled. Okay, but you cannot say that the disease has been terminated. Why? Because the virus, the polio virus, is still there. Okay, the virus still exists, so you cannot say it has been eradicated. So there might arise some new cases, but in case of smallpox, the virus itself has been damaged. Okay, so polio has the characteristics to be eradicated, but has not been eradicated yet because the virus is still there. So why it is an eradicable disease? Because man is the only host. So more will be the number of hosts, more are chances of the disease getting spreaded. Okay, so since man is the only host, and suppose it is not found in animals or something, so if you go for vaccination drive or something, then it will be easier for the disease to be controlled. Okay, and a long term carrier state is not known. That is, like if you talk about diseases such as HIV AIDS or rabies, in those diseases the virus, they used to carry the virus for a long period of time, for years. But here in poliomyelitis, a long term carrier state is not there. Okay, a person who is suffering from polio, once he recovers, the virus also gets killed. Okay, then he will not be carrying the virus for a longer period of time. Next is the half-life of the excreted virus in the feces is about 48 hours and can spread only during this period. So half-life means a virus, you all know that virus needs a body, or suppose a host body, to multiply itself. Okay, but in case of suppose one have excreted the feces, and now the virus is present in the feces. Now the virus will not have the property to multiply in that feces. What it will be doing is just merely survive there, and it will survive there for a period of only 48 hours. Okay, during this period of 48 hours only, one is more prone to get the disease from that feces. After that particular period, one will not get the disease. Okay, even if they come in contact with that feces. So the half life is only 48 hours, which is very less. So because of that also there are chances that this disease can be eradicated. Next is oral polio vaccine. It is very easily available, okay, and also it is very cheap, and in some countries it is available free of cost, and it is very easy to administer, okay. So because of the vaccine also, you all know that there is a preventive measure or a primary preventive measure, okay, that can be taken up. Next is the live virus multiplies in the intestine and disturbs the transmission of wild polio virus. That means the virus, it has only one part where it can multiply, only one part of the body, there is the intestine, okay. It can spread to the CNS but in very small cases, but most of the time only the intestine is affected. You can see that in some diseases such as AIDS that we were talking about yesterday, in those diseases the virus, it spreads to different organ system, and most of your organ system and your immunity, everything is suppressed. But in case of polio, only your intestine is affected, okay, and sometimes in very less cases it can be transmitted to the CNS. And the pulse polio program is a very successful mass immunization program. So I hope you all remember what is the pulse polio program. That is the largest single day public health event where like about 87 million children were immunized in a single day, and it was taken up by the government of India, okay. So that is the pulse polio immunization, where the initial age was 3 years and then it was raised till 5 years of age. So this pulse polio program, that was a successful event, and if you see that 87 million children is a huge number, okay. So if such events would be taken up more frequently, then it would be more easier for the disease to get controlled, and ultimately this might lead to the extermination of the polio virus, okay. So because of that this polio can be eradicated. So these are the things that makes polio an eradicable disease. Clear why polio is an eradicable disease? Others, please respond. Is it clear? Okay, then talking about the mode of transmission. Mode of transmission, there are two modes. One is the fecal-oral route, which one is the common route. Another can be, there can be droplet infection, which is the less common route. Okay, so these two routes, oral, this one, and droplet infection. But in most cases, you will find this fecal-oral route is the most common route of transmission of the disease. Next, incubation period, I already said that 7 to 14 days or 3 to 35 days. Now about prevention, that is immunization. Okay, immunization means you give a vaccine, so which contains the antigen, and then ultimately you develop antibodies in your body. Then there are two types of vaccines which are used. One is oral polio vaccine, another one is the inactivated polio vaccine. Oral polio vaccine is known as Sabin and inactivated polio vaccine is known as Salk, okay. And the oral polio vaccine, It contains like all the three serotypes of the virus. I already told you that there are three serotypes of the polio virus, and it is also called a trivalent vaccine. So trivalent, the name itself says that it is equivalent to 3. Okay, equivalent to 3 means trivalent. So it has since 3 serotypes, so it will be effective against all the 3 types of the polio virus. And in India it was found that it was not much effective. Okay, like 3 doses were enough in the foreign countries, but in countries such as India, okay, the developing countries, as compared to the developed countries, it was not much like a success. Why? Because of the poor hygiene, poor sanitation, and people here do not follow the vaccination schedule. So because of that, like 3 doses or only 3 drops were not enough here in the developing countries, countries such as your India. But in the developed countries, the 3 doses were enough. So this was all about polio. We have already discussed the question and answer in the revision class. We did that before. So any more doubts regarding polio? Yes, and one more important topic is the post polio syndrome. Okay, so as a physiotherapist, we do not deal with polio, but we deal with the post polio syndrome mostly. Why? Because this post polio syndrome, it affects the muscles, it affects the nerves, okay, which is our forte. So it affects the muscles, so the muscles are weakened, and ultimately it might lead to paralysis as well. And this post polio syndrome, you see this like years after polio has been diagnosed, and even after one has recovered from polio. So even after death, this post polio syndrome can be seen. And post polio syndrome doesn't mean that the person is having the virus in his body. Okay, the person will not have the virus, the person has recovered from polio. Okay, so even after that, years after, the person might be developing some muscle weakness, okay, some problem with the nerves, so and ultimately paralysis and then death. So all these are characteristic feature of the post polio syndrome. Because and it affects, or as I told you that in few cases it might affect the central nervous system. So central nervous system has the brain and the spinal cord, and our functions, most of our functions are being regulated by these two organs, right, brain and the spinal cord. So when these two are affected, so most of your functions will be affected as well. So these are the characteristic feature of the post polio syndrome. Clear? Okay. So if you have any doubts, ask me. Yes, anyone, any doubts regarding polio? So this is the third time that I did polio, okay, but still, if anyone has got any doubt, you can ask me. Some are saying no doubt. What about the rest? Any doubt? Because although I am doing this for the third time, but for someone this might be the first time attending the class of polio. That is why I am asking. Okay, so if you have no doubt, then we'll end the class now. And next class we'll be discussing about this natural history and the common terminologies. So you also go through that once, okay? And CR, you can send me the attendance after the class. So